this one also. Welcome to today's What's Up Wednesday. We are going to spend a little bit of time talking about Medicare savings programs today and talk about how to apply. And then we've got Jamie, our resident expert, with us, who will give us a little more info and tell us some things that we need to know. Let me get my handy dandy screen back up here for you. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are a number of Medicare savings programs that you might be eligible for, and that will help pay for Medicare premiums if you need assistance for that. In some cases, it may pay for deductibles, coinsurance, and co-payments if you meet other conditions as well. So you might have made some statements like this before if you were concerned about being able to pay your medical bills. Is there help out there to offer assistance with those bills? What about just paying the premium in general? Or maybe you might just have questions about what is a Medicare savings program. So if you've asked any of those questions, this little segment is for you. So the Medicare Savings Program is actually a Medicaid administered program that can assist people with limited incomes in paying for their Medicare premiums. If you enroll in a MSP, you'll also automatically qualify for extra help. And that's the federal program that helps pay for prescription drug plan costs. We talked about Part D last week. So if you still have questions about that, you can watch our clip on our website about Part D plans and how to choose one of those. There are different kinds of Medicare saving programs, so you want to make sure that you find out which one you qualify for, and they're based on income limits, monthly income limits, and resource limits. So there's the most common ones are the top three here. The first one, the Qualified Medicare Beneficiary Program, covers the most. It covers the Part A premiums, Part B premiums, most deductibles, co-insurances, and co-payments. Depending on your income limit or your monthly income level, you may qualify for a different program. So the next one is a specified low income Medicare beneficiary, and that one helps pay for Part B premiums. And same with the qualified individual program. And I know Jamie's going to give us a little more info about that qualifying income level, but this program pays for Part B premiums also. And then the last one is a smaller group of folks who are potentially under the age of 65 and working, and that one will pay for Part A premiums only. So you don't have to worry about the specific income number or which program it is. Jamie can walk you through, and any of our MAP counselors could walk you through applying for that. And once you are eligible for a program, you'll get a card stating which one it is. And so if you go to the pharmacy or to receive healthcare services, you want to make sure that they know that you're in that program, because we don't want them billing you for something that should be covered. So if you are eligible for or currently have Part A, you might qualify for a Medicare savings program. Obviously, if your monthly income level and your resources fall within the income level for each year, because they set that every year, then you probably will qualify for one of those programs. So it's important to fill out an application or call and see if you're eligible. Actually, even if your resources are higher than the amounts listed for each year, because sometimes there are other qualifiers. So we want to make sure that you get help if you need it. So people ask, well, what are the resources that they're looking at? And really it's additional money that you might have access to. So money that's in a checking or a savings account, if you have stocks or bonds, things like your home or your car, those don't count as resources. So it's not going to count against you or as income. So if you've got a prepaid funeral arrangement or a burial plot, that won't be held against you either. And they don't look at other personal items like furniture or things that are in your house. So if you decide that you want to see if you're eligible or to apply for a Medicare Savings Program, we want you to know what to expect. And so the first thing that a MAP counselor will do is ask about your income and your resource amounts to see which program you might be eligible for. Then they'll review what kinds of things that particular program covers, so you can be prepared for what costs you'll have some assistance with and what you still might need to pay out of pocket. They can assist you with applying if you need help to do that. And just know that there might be some additional documentation that you need to provide, whether it's a bank statement or a tax statement, maybe proof of assets, so a copy of that bank account. And then they'll explain the process if you get denied, what happens, what that denial letter will look like, and if there are options for appeals. Sometimes they just need more information, but they'll tell you how that works. And then make sure that you apply for Part D, that extra help for Part D, if you're eligible. And in most cases, if you qualify for an MSP, you usually qualify for extra help also. Extra help, as I mentioned, is that program that helps pay for the premiums, annual deductibles, and co-payments related to your Medicare Part D prescription drug plan. We talked about that last week, as I mentioned. So you can get more information about that on our website also. You do have to be enrolled in a prescription drug plan in order to qualify for extra help. They're not going to give you the subsidy if you're not actually enrolled. So just be aware of that. And then if you are interested in applying, you can give us a call, or if you just have other questions about the Medicare Savings Program or extra help, you can call our office at 800-782-4160 or connect on our website, which is dnmm.org. And currently our resident expert is Jamie. Hi, Jamie.
Hello.
Jamie, can you tell us a little bit more about who administers the Medicare Savings Program, why it might be helpful, and is it hard to apply? Does it take a long time?
Not really. There would be two separate applications. The Medicare Savings Program is actually administered through DHS, so it would be the standard DHS application. Everybody applies for food assistance, Medicaid through. The prescription help is Social Security, and that's actually a shorter application than DHS's, but both are fairly simple depending on, what we're ending as far as assets. The biggest thing I think is a lot of people think if you're not eligible for Medicaid and non-deductible, you may still be eligible for these programs. Is nice too. So I think I'm not eligible for Medicaid, it does not knock you out for these programs. There's different tiers, so even if you're unsure or don't think it's best to call, because, like I said, they have different tiers of the income, and if you're eligible for the Medicare Savings, you are on. But if you're not eligible for the Medicare Savings, you may still be eligible for the prescription help. Because it has a little bit of higher income bracket than the Medicare Savings Program. So it's always best to call because there's different levels, tiers, asset limits, income limits, and to know them all, but it's impossible.
It's good to know there's help out there, though, if people are struggling.
Yes. So to have people always call and check, because you never know, you may be eligible. Just because you're not eligible for one program somewhere doesn't mean it knocks you out for anything else, especially with these two.
Now, are these programs that I would have to apply for every year?
Not necessarily through DHS. There would be an annual review, like they do with all their assistance programs. Not with the other ones done through the Social Security website. I don't believe there is a review for those. I've never seen one or haven't heard of any. But annual review for the Medicare Savings Program.
Okay. And then how does that work? If I'm found eligible for the program, do I get reimbursed for the premiums that they cover, or does it just not come out of my Social Security check? How does that work?
Once approved, generally it won't come out of your Social Security check anymore. But once you apply and approved, it could take a couple months for the computer system kind of catch up. You will be reimbursed. If you were anything taken out after the approval, you will be reimbursed for.
Okay.
But generally it should go pretty smooth after that, and you'll just not see that money taken out anymore on a monthly basis for, or for the deductibles. The Part B is automatically taken generally out of people's checks and they don't see it. And generally you just see that money again.
Okay. So if I wanted to apply for the extra help or the Medicare Savings Program, can you do both of those applications?
Of course. It's probably best to do them at the same time, because it's both are going to ask questions about the type of assets. So it's probably best to do both at the time so you don't have to get the paperwork out again twice or have that information available. It might be easier to kind of knock them both out at the same time, because the same questions are generally asked on both applications.
Okay. And then folks can just call you to set up an appointment to do that?
Yes.
All right. I'll get our 800 number out there and your phone will be ringing. All right. Thanks for your help, Jamie.